Yo, my people, good morning. It's me, Jar, chat in the van. Subscribe, like. So yeah, I posted a video yesterday of just about, you know, when I was young and got took advantage of and sold drugs, age 11, age 15, working for someone. And I hope you enjoyed it. You know, I'm not trying to disrespect no drug dealers. You get me? Do your thing. If that's what you're on, that's what you're on, innit? I'm just putting a little story out there, just try to educate some of the youth, you get me? And just tell them what to be aware of. I'm not saying to no one don't sell drugs, you know. Sometimes people in a situation where you're in and you have to do what you have to do. But that was yesterday's topic. I want to touch upon gang wars, and how gang wars can get serious and how gang wars can get deadly real quick and real fast. But obviously, you know, some of this stuff's alleged, you know. I'm not saying I was involved, I'm just telling stories, a few things I was arrested for, you know, new evidence comes to light, all of that bullshit. But it was not to do with me anyway, but I'm just going to tell bits and bats of some stories of one gang war, my first ever, I'd say, proper gang war. So me growing up, I was always a game kid. I was always on job. You know, man that know me. I try to blow my own trumpet, like on the roads and in jail, on job. There's no doubt about it. You know, I'm not proud of none of it. I'm not glorifying none of it. I'm just letting you know the facts. Like I said, I'm going to speak straight facts. So yeah, I was involved. I'd say my first gang war, yeah. And like I say, I was just always a game kid. So to me, gang wars were fun. Gang wars were fun. I enjoyed it at the time, yeah. But looking back now, I wish I never got involved in none of that stuff. But looking back now, back then I enjoyed it. So basically, the first gang war. So it went like this. I didn't like certain people because something happened to one of my friends in the nightclub, and I was one of my close brothers, and I thought, you know what, I was angry about that. I was only a young kid though, but I thought, these motherfuckers can't do that. When I was a kid, I was game. Like, listen, there's no doubt. Like, I'm gonna use the word tool, but I'm gonna let you use your imagination when I use that word, yeah. I had a tool on me every day. It could be from a stick all the way up to whatever. You use your imagination, yeah. Every day, in my pocket, in my bag. My mates are all slightly older than me. I'm the youngest. I used to say to them, tell them come, I'll do it. Tell them come, I'll do it. You know, I'll use that tool. I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? I used to stand at the top of my street where we used to be. I used to stand there with the whatever you want to use your imagination. I used to let them come up there, and I'll, you know what I mean? I'll get them. You know what I mean? And then they was all older than me, so they were always doing a little bit of political bullshit. I never liked that political bullshit. I'm not into no political bullshit, yeah. And then, like, looking back now at that little situation there, I'll do it. I'll go first. I'll put the work in. That's stupid, man. That's stupid, man. Because there's a lot of situations I've been involved in where I could be doing 35 years in jail. You know, I was once looking at 20 years in prison. I saw the 5-day trial. I got found not guilty, rightly so, on the last day of trial. And you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so these gang wars were going on, and I was young, and I ended up getting involved because, like I said, something happened to my friend in a nightclub. So that was my hidden agenda. Like I'm talking about hidden agendas. So all these lot were beefing with these guys anyway, but I had a hidden agenda, and I didn't like. They were my mates. Plus, they did that to that guy, and I thought, fuck that, you motherfuckers. You get me? Because that's how you think when you're game, when you're young. That is how you think, and you need to get this out there, and you shouldn't think like that. But I'm gonna get into that. So yeah, as I'm saying, so a couple of the guys have pulled some tools out. Yeah, use your imagination and say what they were. Pull some tools out. I've seen these tools. I got excited, you know, and I was ready to rock, and it was good, and it felt good at the time. And then we've gone on a little. We've got to go. Like, what do you want to say? Ride out, roll out, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. And we've rolled on these guys at at a spot in a different estate. They was all parked up. And I'm not saying this to disrespect anyone. You know, I'm not going to mention your names, who you were. You know, it's just a story I'm telling. So boom, we've rolled up, and this guy, there was only, I think, 4 of us. This guy was with a good 4 or 5 cars full of lads. Yeah, I don't know if every car was full, but I couldn't really see because they all drove off and left him. And that's what I want to get into. They all drove off and left him. And this guy was one of the main guys that hit my good friend, brother, in the nightclub. And, you know, I can say this because you never, you know, like, I don't want to say his name, but, yo, I beat the shit out of him. And, you know what, I'm not proud of that, yeah, but at that time, when you're in that element, you do certain things, and the way I acted there, like, looking back now, could have got me a life sentence. So you people, yeah, you youngers and that are out on them roads, just that situation sounds cool, sounds like the thing to be doing when you're out on the road, but it's not, because I could be doing life in jail. I could not be out here. I might have missed my daughter's life. I might have, you know, missed my mum and stuff like that. And, you know, like, well, I would have missed my mum, you get me? I would have missed my daughter, you know what I'm saying? If that did happen. And for what? For a fucking little poxy punch in a nightclub, bro. You know what I'm saying? I already kill people. You understand? Now, that particular gang war, because there was a few people involved in that incident, so I went round to somebody else's house, strangled them, you know. Then from there, and I was game. You know, even my mates was a bit, I'm not gonna, you know, some of them, not all of them, some of my mates was even wary of what I was gonna do. This guy's fucked, what is he gonna, you know, stay away from him, you know, even my own mates, because, you know what I want to get into as well? Fear, man, fear. You know, certain man, they do act bad out here. They do act bad out here because they've got teams and they've got fucking whatever. I'm not mentioning no names, you know, I'm not directing at anyone, it could be anyone. But they act bad. But you know, deep down when they know, one-on-one, or they know who will pull it and who will hit you in your head, like, that is not a good thing, because then they fear you, and then even your own friends turn bent on you because they're scared of you. And that's the fact. They're scared of you, and they turn sideways on you because they're scared of you. They're scared of what you'll do, and they try and put you in jail. They try and line you up themselves, yeah. But forget about that. We're into the gang war, aren't we? So, like I said, that's from a nightclub to that. Then that's now escalated now, and there was other people involved. But these other people involved, there was like bigger men, let's say, bigger men. And these bigger men thought that, you know, we're gonna back down, or we're gonna, but nah, we're not gonna back down, because what are we? We're young, we're game, we're full of it, we want that rep, we want to be gangsters. That's the fact. You want to be a gangster, we want to be the next so-and-so and the next so-and-so, yeah, and that's a fact. And you know, we've had people on the phone, we're gonna do well. Alright mate, boom, I've got a tool. I've jumped in a taxi. When I say tool, use your imagination. It could be out, man, it could be a fucking fork, yeah. Jumped in a taxi and I'm on my way, and I've landed to round the corner from where these group are with my tool. I've got a phone call. What are you doing? Don't you dare come to me now. That person knows who he is. Come to me now. What are you doing? So he knows I'm gonna run in that crowd and just fucking get my fork out. Just get me. Use your imagination. Boom. So it's like, and you know what it is, I'm not gonna lie, I thought about it. He's like, no, blah, but I was there. I'm like, look there, I can see him. He's like, no. Obviously he didn't want me to get lifed off, which is, I thank him, you get me? I thank him, you know, that guy, he knows who he is. Boom, so I got to him now. And one of our mates was in the cells. We went and picked him up with a fork on us. Yeah. Went and picked him up. And then, obviously, they've obviously still got teamed up. They never knew that I was waiting around that corner. So, now, I can't remember exactly what's happened, but I'll tell you an incident that I got arrested for. So how this has escalated. So I was arrested for an incident. And rightly so, you know, not to do with me. Nothing at all to do with me. On a bit that clear. Arrested for an incident. this incident, what happened, what I was arrested for, I can't remember too clearly what the police said. All I know, I think there was a wake or some sort of funeral. I can't remember what the police said, something like that, yeah. And someone's arrived. They've got out of whatever vehicle they came in. I don't know. Can't remember what the officer actually said in the interview. And you know, allegedly, whatever, the man has aimed some sort of weapon at the crowd, at this wake, and there's been a loud bang. Whether or not it was, I don't know what it was, I can't even remember what the officer said. But they said whoever aimed at central body mass. I remember the officer said that. And rightly so, it was not to do with me, you know, rightly so I was released on that, you know, any new evidence comes to light, all of that stuff there, NFA, whatever you want to call it, yeah, rightly so as well, rightly so, nothing to do with me at all. But, like, if it was something to do with us, like, I'm not saying it was, but, because what happens when you've got beef is, other people sneak in. So you could be beefing with someone, and then somebody else will think, right, they're warring, let me just sneak in and do him, and he's going to think it's them. I think that's what happened in that situation. Yeah. But look how that situation has escalated from just a fight in a nightclub, and now there's firearms getting let off. Whether it was us or it wasn't us, even if it was another group, they still took their opportunity to slide in and do what they did, and we would have got the blame. We would have got, well, I got interviewed for it, so I would have gone to jail, you know, could have gone to jail, should I say, for something that's not to do with me. And that's how beefs and stuff escalate, you know. And then on top of that, then that situation, after that, all them incidents end up getting sorted out. But even now, when it's sorted out, there's still other people that it's not sorted out with them. So then we've seen them. I used to run them down, you know what I mean, I'm not gonna lie. And then what happened is, you know, years go by in it, but still nothing's been, you've not seen no one, you haven't seen that person, yeah. And I bumped into this person, and he said something to me, and I smacked him in his mouth, and then they came for me. They had like a car full of lads. I got a phone call saying, yo, they've got guns, they've got shotguns and this and that. I thought, yo, my legs have just been done as well. I'm thinking, oh shit, I'm gonna die. You know what I mean? So my mental health, man, it's fucked. It was fucked. I thought, shit, I'm panicking because I thought they've got guns. I thought that what's happened is someone else has slid in to do me. So I'm driving anyway. This car that I've been told to watch out for has got behind me. I've set off, licking 100 miles an hour. They didn't touch me or not like that. I come to a junction, I've jumped it. A car's clipped my back end, ripped me off. As soon as I've ripped off, I've got out of the car and run because I didn't even fucking, the car's 100 miles an hour, hit a lamppost. I've got out and run. Tell me I'm not blessed by God. The reason I got out and run is because I knew that I thought they had guns. That was my thought. They would have killed me. I'll be honest, man, I was scared, yeah. I was, yeah. Thought I was gonna get killed, yeah. You know what I mean? So I've got out, I've run off, and I've just hid for a bit. I'm thinking these men are still out there with guns in it. So I've hid for a bit. Obviously, a better police ambulances have come at the scene where the crash happened. I've just run back to the scene. Thought, fuck it, I'll be safe there, innit? You know, straight up in it, I'm getting caught slipping. And then they caught up to one of my mates, and they beat him up. But they only had shovels and that, and I thought, fuck's sake, I was so... You know, I'm not going to get into that. I don't want to get into that because I'm not mentioning no names. I'm not trying to glorify that, yeah, because it's like I'm not even bothered. Like, I forgive everyone in that situation, and I forgive everybody in them little wars that happened. You know what I mean? And I've got no hate in my heart for any of you people. I don't want it with none of yous. You get me? I don't want beef with none of yous. I'm just telling a story. You know, it's interesting. It's good for the youth to hear. But look at that. Even years later, when you try to chill, you're still gonna bump into people that have not forgot about the beef, they've not forgot about the situation, and it's not good, man. It takes a toll on you, you know, because I just got done and I'm getting chased again, but I was still thinking like I was half in, half out. I was one foot in, one foot out, you know what I mean? and certain reactions did happen, and retaliations and stuff like that, and I won't get into any of my involvement in any of them situations because people probably want to do me again. But it's just like, it's a never-ending circle, man. It's a never-ending circle, man. This beef shit. It's a never-ending circle, and like I'm so paranoid where if I go in a gym and I'm training and someone comes in and they look at me and they don't let on to me or something, I'm thinking, nah, what's his problem? What have I done to him? Am I gonna have to set pace? Am I have to fight? And it takes a toll on your fucking whole energy, man. You know what I'm saying? When you, like now I'm doing all this positive, I'm going to schools, I'm helping kids learn a bit of boxing, doing all this positive stuff, yeah, and I feel so good, man. Trust me, man, it's a relief, it's a weight off your shoulders, but I still have them pressures every day from them things that I've just told you. And it's never ending. That's what I'm trying to get at. That was my point there. It's never ending. So before you think about getting involved in a stupid gang war over a guy getting punched or a guy saying something to a girl, even a girl cheating on you or something daft like that, man. If she cheats on you, leave her, man. Don't get into a gang war. Cause the amount of gang wars and wars I've had over my mates, birds, you know, even my own bird and stuff like that, bro. You get into some messy, sticky situations, man. Over girls, over a punch, over someone telling you to fuck off. It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. And I've been involved in some bloody gang wars, like, and to say I'm only from Bradford as well, I've been involved in them, you know what I mean, and I've done some vicious and horrible things that I'm not proud of, and I hope everyone can forgive me now. You know, everything's put to bed and it's all good, but yeah, I just wanted to get into that, man. I just want to get into that. I just wanted to let you know, man, because like it's just one of them, man. You know, your mental health. You know, your family's in danger. Your family can be in danger. You know, your mum, your sisters. You put everyone at risk, innit? You put everyone at risk, man. For what? Your pride, your ego, and all that. So yeah, chat in the van. Me, Jar. Get at me, man. Subscribe. I've got plenty more to come. You know, I've got a few more guests coming. I know my editing and all that's not spot on yet. You know, I'm fresh to this, but yo, I'm getting into it, man. I'm getting onto it, and I'm gonna hit you with some more stories. I'm gonna hit you with some more scenarios. I'm gonna hit you with it all, man. I've got plenty more to come, plenty more to tell. You know, I've got a few people that are gonna come jump on. I'm gonna fly out of town, see a few of my boys. You know, I want this shit to go global, innit? Not well, you know, up and down the border. And yeah, I hope you're enjoying it, man. Stay tuned, innit?